Last thing, late rumor, Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao looks to be in play in July. You face Manny Pacquiao, so it's only right that I ask you this question because you're one of the very few trainers to have a win over him with Timothy Bradley. At this point of his career, fighting someone like Errol Spence, what would you expect from Manny Pacquiao? He gave a great outing against Keith Thurman, but that was maybe like 2 years ago, I think, or so.
I really don't know what to say about this. Everybody knows Errol Spence is young, strong, physically strong. Manny Pacquiao is not a 47-pounder. When he was young, in his prime, I understand, but right now, he's already, what, like 44 years old?
About 43, 44, yeah, around 44. There, yeah.
Right now, I honestly think that any fight can be his last. Any fighter can come and beat Manny Pacquiao because his age is going to kick in any day. Yeah. I mean, if he would have fought Mikey Garcia, I honestly thought Mikey Garcia would win because Mikey Garcia has a very accurate right hand and he would hurt Manny Pacquiao. When he fought Keith Thurman, I could tell through the fight that he dominated the early rounds. Obviously his age, you know, he was going to give a few rounds, but as the rounds start getting into the later rounds, his age starts kicking, he starts fading. And you saw Keith Thurman coming stronger in the later rounds because that's when the age starts kicking in on Manny Pacquiao. But, I mean, that's a fight that, you know, that Errol should win because he's the young fighter, he's a bigger fighter, and he's a stronger fighter. Manny Pacquiao's fast, but, I mean, he is among the best and one of the greatest fighters, but I just think age is a big factor. I mean, he's already an older fighter, and competing against a young, full, strong fighter like Errol Spence, I mean, I think Spence will beat him.
Last thing, of course, Manny Pacquiao. Do you still want to see him in the ring with these kind of guys, or there's Floyd Mayweather who's fighting Logan Paul? A much safer fight, more of an event, more entertainment for the fans to get behind each and just root, you know, pick a side.
That's not my thing, honestly. My answer would be irrelevant. They do whatever they want, you know. They should. I just think that Manny Pacquiao should focus more on the business, more than business like Floyd was doing it. Floyd is making business. He's making money, and don't blame the man for being smart. He's fighting Logan Paul. Logan Paul has a big following, and he can generate money. Let's do it. I mean, that's not a fight. That's an exhibition. Yeah. Manny Pacquiao should focus on making money and securing his future, and not taking those risky fights just for the pride, you know, because he can get hurt. His age, he's not the young fighter that he was, I mean, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. Back in the day, I'm talking about 8 years ago, Errol Spence wouldn't even touch him. Yeah. You know, but right now,
I think we all agree with that.
Obviously, he's an older man already. Yeah. Over 40, he's old. I mean, he has a lot of toll in his body, his mind, a lot of training camps, so many training camps. So he should. I mean, my advice is, like I said, it's relevant to anybody like that. But he should focus on making money and making some of these little circuses that might, like Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul are doing, to generate money, to secure his future. Yeah. But those fights can really hurt him in the future.
Logan Paul's pretty big himself, pretty tall. I think he's not allowed to come in any more than 190, and Floyd any more than 160. It's kind of like evens out a bit, but. Do you give do you give you know, in terms of Logan Paul's an experience, but do you give Logan Paul any kind of chance in this? I think it's a 6-round exhibition fight.
Well, I just hope that Logan Paul at least touches Floyd Mayweather once, but I don't think he'll even touch him. Even though he's a bigger guy, he's a heavier guy. I don't think he'll be able to touch Floyd Mayweather. Honestly, Floyd Mayweather's too smart. He's too slick. He's like a cat. He has cat reflexes, you know. And he's an older person, but he's a young fighter because he always played it smart.
Defense, yeah. All right, cool. Appreciate you, Hall. Thank you. Good stuff.